All right. Looks like it says I'm live. I'm live. Hi. So it is Tuesday, April the 6th. I'm off by a month. Um, I'm doing this early again, so I don't imagine I'm going to see a lot of people popping in for a live, but you never know. Oh, there's someone. Um, so hi. How y'all doing? How's spring treating you guys? It's supposed to be something like 78 degrees here in Ohio today. And I'm looking forward to that. The little bit warmer that it is, the less my body hurts, and I could use some not body hurting. So, what I could really use is I could use some constant warm weather is what I could really use, but never know. So yeah, coming into spring, uh, I've got all my plants out on the balcony now. I've got a couple of seedlings that I want, or a couple of seeds I want to plant. I got two little planters for like mini tomatoes. That's what they called them, not cherry, not grape. They called them mini tomatoes. But apparently, like the pot's like about half the size of my face, and it looks like you just put everything in that pot, and then you just never take it out of that pot because the tomatoes are small enough. So it'll be more of a novelty than anything too practical. And then I got a little herb planter for like I think it's like parsley, chives, and basil, which is I think that's usually your typicals when you get those little planter things like that. So I'm gonna plant those maybe this weekend. Um, yeah, yeah. So I have good gossip on myself, but I'm not gonna share it yet because it's too soon to share. Um, I'm working on getting Dana's memorial kind of squared away. Um, I've got the minister on board. She's supposed to be contacting a couple of other ministers and planning out the ceremony itself. And then I've got graphics and text over to Dan, my graphics guy, my Dan who used to be my husband, who's my graphics guy. Um, and he'll take a look at those and tell me what he can do for me. And that'll be in like month and a half. It looks like now. It'll be the 23rd of May. We'll be celebrating. We're doing the 23rd of May because it was the closest day to her birthday without getting into Memorial Day weekend. And we had a lot of people request that we do her memorial honor around her birthday, which makes sense. She would have been turning 60, so um, we're gonna visit her memorial tree to start with and scatter some ashes there, and then we're gonna go back to the church where they have a memorial garden, and that's where we're gonna scatter the remainder of her ashes, and then finish out with like a brown bag fellowship where everybody brings their own meals because COVID and brings their own chairs, and then we all just sit out in the parking lot and lawns and things. So I think it'll be a really lovely day. And as soon as I get some graphics back from Dan, I'll put out a social media post on it so that people can see the details, so that those people who live in other states that might want to travel in, they have that option because they'll know. Um, so yeah. I'm looking to do a little bit of traveling in the next couple of months. One of the places I'm looking to go is Pennsylvania. Probably, maybe as soon as next weekend. I don't know. Um, I've got a couple of friends out in Pennsylvania that I'd like to go say howdy to in person, and I could use like a couple of big bear hugs. And they got a new dog, and I'd love to see the new dog and all that jazz. I might be taking Fat Russian with me. We haven't really firmed things down yet, so um, work is work is work is work, and we all know what I think of work these days. So, um, dating scene is interesting, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. Uh, and any of you who know me know that my poker face sucks, so we're just gonna leave it at that. Let's see, what else do we know? I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. I haven't been eating because I've been stressed. And no, this isn't an eating disorder thing. This is I just don't eat when I get stressed or anxious about things. As a result, I've lost like 25 pounds in the last 2 to 3 weeks. 20 pounds in the last 2 to 3 weeks. There's goods and bads to this. Yes, it's bad to lose weight when you don't eat. However, 1, look at me. I'm not gonna hurt for a few pounds from not eating. I'm not gonna hurt from not eating. 2, I take a multivitamin every day, plus I take other, small supplements every day. So I know I'm still getting some nutrition. 3, I am also very careful about the foods that I put in my body, that I am getting mostly whole foods when I do eat, and that, I'm eating well when I can eat. When I say I don't eat when I stress, a few things happens. First of all, my appetite just dies. Secondly, the smell of a lot of cooked food actually will nauseate me. Like, I eat more cut vegetables and, like, broth when I'm sick, or not sick, but when I'm stressed, because the smell of, like, fried food or, like, heavily spiced food, it all just makes me wanna throw up. And then third of all, when I do get food in my system, it doesn't stay in my system, and without going into all the details of that, let's just say it doesn't stay where I put it. It finds an escape route rather quickly within half an hour or so. So I'm not getting a lot of food in my system. Now, all that being said, because of my polycystic ovarian syndrome, which I've had for a couple of decades, all that weight gain came on because of the PCOS, right? Once I had the hysterectomy, I stopped gaining weight. Well, the damage that the PCOS causes is hormonal as well, which means that I also don't typically lose weight when I do typical weight loss things like diet and exercise. Um, in fact, I remember when I first started trying to lose weight, some years ago, I went on like a fairly heavy regimen of exercise and was like breaking myself, and I might have lost a pound, maybe. Um, the only way I ever lose weight is when I have these moments of stress where I, like, can't eat. So, like, I lost 40 pounds when I moved to Ohio. I put, like, 5 pounds of it on, but most people have a 5-pound window, so I wasn't concerned about that. So now I've lost another 20. So I'm down, like, I'm down below 350 now, um, which is kinda weird. The good thing about that is, like I said, there's that 5-pound window that most people have. I'm down. That puts me down. So even with my 5-pound window, that puts me at 350, which is still less than I've been. So, hooray for stress. Uh, so yesterday I had a bag of carrots. Yeah, yeah, I had a bag of carrots. Today I've got some tea. Tea lasts, tea stays in. I got a big glass of water. I'm drinking lots of water. So this is my before I go to work water. It's up to about here. Um, that poor cup is getting so old. It's last year's cup. Um, and then my little handful of supplements over here. So that's all like that's actually good news. And why am I stressing? Yeah, we're not going to talk about that right now. It's actually not bad stress for once. It's anxiety, but it's good anxiety. I've got good things coming down the tubes for me. And it's just I don't do transition well. I don't do change well. I certainly do not do patience well when it comes to good things coming into my life. I'm not a patient person at all. So um, things are still moving pretty slow here at the condo. I have all of the rooms. I think I said this already. All of the big living space is all pretty well settled now. Um, I gotta work on the bookshelves yet. Like, I'd like to clear the bookshelves and then replace them with books and stuff that I own. And then I think that's pretty well done in here. So that'll leave me the kitchen and the 2 bedrooms that are left to do. Um, and I'm really kinda getting tempted to just start taking boxes to the dumpster and saying, "I don't really care what's in them. I don't need this anymore." And just so many boxes, so many boxes. Okay, so what else do we know? The cats are doing really well. They're, needy and obnoxious as all get out, as cats should be. I'm kinda surprised neither of them has come over to say hi to me since I've been on video. I'll call them and then it'll be a problem, then they'll never leave me alone again. I'll be happy to get back out on my balcony again now that it's warming up. I got the balcony all set up and I got all the Christmas lights to finally stop falling down, and then it got freezy cold and snowed. We got, like, 4 inches of snow last week, and that sucked. Oh, my little Minecraft guys fall over. Oh. Pagan Studies group is gonna be talking about spellcraft tonight. I'm going to teach something I've learned before that was, affectionately called Gypsy Potato Magic, which just deal with the terms, I guess. So Gypsy Potato Magic is literally magic where you open up a potato, a raw one, a non-cooked potato. You open it up and then you put whatever spell it is that you're doing inside of the potato, and you close up the potato and you like tie it shut, or you pin it shut or something. You shut it and you keep it shut that way, and then you go bury it like in a pot or outside or something. You bury it and let that spell kind of ruminate for about a month or so. So we're gonna do that as one of our acts tonight. But what we're gonna kind of do is we're gonna spend the first half of the evening discussing what spell work is, how to prep for it, how to do it properly, how to do it ethically. No love spells. No love spells. You cannot, you should not. You do whatever you want to do, but you pay for it. You should not do magic against people to make them do or feel or be something that they are not. It's bad ethics. So, no love magic. So what we're doing tonight is we're gonna spend the whole first half discussing spell work. The second half, there's 3 of us who are all gonna bring some kind of a spell in, and I don't know what the other 2 girls are bringing in, so that should be kinda fun. It'll just be little somethings, we're not doing anything massive, like we shift the equator by 16 degrees or anything. We're just doing little spell works. Um, and this is part of our year and a day study within the Pagan Studies group. Last week we reviewed Amber Kay's True Magic. We reviewed part of it because none of us really got our teeth sunk all the way in. Ooh, I see somebody else has joined. Who else has joined? Say hello to me so I can say hi. But we talked about Amber Kay's True Magic, and I had only gotten almost halfway through the book because I had some hiccups in getting a hold of the right edition of the book. And then one of the other girls had read the old edition but hadn't gotten all the way through the new edition. And the third girl had gotten all the way through the new edition but was really wanting to go back and chew on it some more. So we're going to chew on it through the rest of the year and revisit it at the end of the year. Um, what else do we know? I see somebody viewing. If you're viewing, send me a question. I'll talk at you. Um, that'll keep me from sitting here and going, um. I played some piano last week. I finally opened her up. It literally was the first time I've opened the piano up since I've moved it in here. I haven't felt inspired to touch the piano, to sit down and listen. I hadn't felt called to express myself in it, which is sad. When I hit a point in my life where I don't feel like I should express myself in music, and I passively let other music express for me, that's usually a pretty bad place for me. So it was nice to sit down and just tinkle around for, I don't know, I maybe played for like 45 minutes, an hour, not very long. Not very long by my standards. Not when I would sit down and practice for 2 or 3 hours at a time. But that felt really good. I've got to do more of that. Um, I feel like the very, very, very first stirrings of a song coming up. So I think if I sit down and make playing more of a regular part of my life again as I should. I think I may have the potential for some new music popping out, which means this girl's gotta figure out some recording programs and some editing programs here pretty soon. I don't have anything anymore. I used to do Cakewalk, so that should tell you how long ago that was. In fact, the last album I made, was 2000. So it's been 21 years since I've made an album. It hasn't been 21 years since I've written a song, but it has been several years since I've written a song. Um, so it'd be like starting all over again. And, what I'd really like to do is I'd like to get a hold of a couple of, not like DJ programs, but like Cakewalk used to have a really nice sound program where I could create, more of a trancey kind of music. I'd love to get into doing some more blending of, like, acoustic music against lo-fi, I think would be really cool. Um, because 'cause I'm really digging the feel of, like, lo-fi. I've always loved the feeling of, like, trance, something that's got enough of a beat that you can, like, move a little bit, but it's still so chill that it doesn't take you. Oh, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I would write trance stuff for myself that I would design literally specifically for me to do meditation and trance work too. Like, there were musical cues in it that would remind me, "Hey, you've got, like, 5 minutes left," or, "You've got, like, 2 minutes left," or, "Start coming out of your meditation now because we're gonna wrap this up." And, and I had a real fascination for making, like, um symmetrical music on an audio level to where your buildup exactly matches your letdown. Um, so yeah, I'd like to get another couple of sound programs and start working with that kind of stuff again too, because sound has changed so much in the last 2 decades, especially in like the lo-fi trance, techno, digital world, that whole scene. Um, I gotta say, I've been listening to a little bit of pop again lately, and, like, I did catch I'm not so old and out of the loop that I didn't catch Lil Nas X. I did catch that song, and I'm gonna take here's my takeaway on this, outside of the fact that I thought that was a really, visually stimulating and very, um I thought it was actually a very well done video, and when you actually watch the conversations that he has regarding what that song and what that video all represents, what it means to him, it does change the tone quite a bit, um, and takes it from being quite the salacious piece, which is what it looks like on the surface, and gives it a lot of body and gives it a lot of depth. That all aside, what I'm finding I really, really love about that song is he's got this bass line in there that follows the vocal, and it's just phenomenal, and it's like, I cannot get my car loud enough for that because I can't even describe it. It's just so awesome, and I wanna hear that in more music. I wanna hear more people doing something like that, where they've got that really hard but rounded bass line that's just running right along with the vocals, and it just boosts what's being said and gives it more heart and gives it more soul. And, yeah, so I'm, like, totally, like, geeking out on that song just because I love the structure of the song. I love the meaning behind the song about his own personal freedom and his own, embracing of and public embracing of who he is and who he's coming out to be. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So, yeah, it's just I think it's pretty awesome. I see I had 3 people. Oh, we're down to 2 again. Um, Again, if you wanna say hi, ask questions, I'm happy to talk. Otherwise, I'm gonna sign off in about 5 minutes here. Let's see. My car is awesome. I love my car. I can't tell you how much I love my car. It is my happy place. I have more conversations in that car, I think, than I do anywhere else anymore. I love sitting in it. It's comfortable. Oh, it's so comfortable. I feel like I could sit in that car all day and come out and still not hurt. Like, I used to get out of the Pontiac and I'd have to, like, oh, the back and pop the knees and the hips had to get shaken out, and now I get out of the Ford and I walk away. It's like, "Oh, yeah." And part of that's the heated seats, and part of that is it's got a little bit more it's more of a luxury model for the Fusion, which is nothing like, luxury model and, I don't know, what, Cadillac, Lincoln, whatever, but it's a nicer model, so, um, it has a really good lumbar support too. So, between the heated seats, the lumbar support, Ford makes their front seats, their driver seats, and their steering wheels, accessible for large people, which makes a big difference. Because 'cause I've had cars before where I've had the steering wheel sitting right in my belly, and I'd have to steer against my belly, like, with friction against my belly, because the steering wheels just don't position well enough for large people, and the Pontiac was nice, but the Pontiac seats um weren't cushy enough, and they didn't adjust enough for, like, my back and the way that I like to sit, because I like to sit up a little bit better. I like to sit more upright when I drive. I'm not a low rider. Um, but I do like to sit up real straight so I can just kinda drape over the wheel and be comfortable yet and still have good posture. Like, you guys wanted to know all that, but you're the ones who are tuning in and watching this. You know this channel is garbage. But anyway, I'm loving my car. And like I said, I'm having really great conversations in that car. Some of them are quite unexpected, but I'm loving that car right now. And I love the sound system in it, and it has little ambient lighting in it that I can change. So days when I'm having like one of those moods, it's red ambient lighting. And most of the time it's running on a cool blue or a cool purple because that's me. I'm in my car, I'm in my happy place. So your girl's looking at going on an airplane ride sometime the next couple months. That's huge. More to follow later. And where are we at on time? 22 minutes. Wow, time flies when you're like flapping your yap. So anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go then because nobody's saying hi and nobody's asking questions, and that's okay. That's all good. And I'm just tired of flapping my yap. Because if I talk too much more, I'm gonna talk about stuff I'm not already talking about. And I will see you guys again hopefully next week. I'm doing okay. I'm getting about once a week now. So this is better. So y'all have a great week. Happy Easter late. Um, yeah, nothing else really coming up. Get your taxes in. That's next week. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Wash your face. Put a mask on your hands. Do that the other way around. Um, and be careful. Bye.